Alright, so this is a demo of the Reco and Claude integration. So this is a bi-directional integration. We're going to show how Reco protects Claude, both the Anthropic platform and the Claude Compliance API. And we're going to also show how Reco is using Claude and how you can use Claude and Reco together for better AI and SaaS security. So let's start. Claude is already in your enterprise, whether you know it or not. Employees are using it daily through Claude Enterprise. Developers are building it on it through the Anthropic platform console. And teams are now deploying autonomous agents that take actions, access data, and connect to your other system without a human approving every step. Most security tools cover one of these surfaces, some cover none. Reco covers all of them, and unlike tools that stop at the Claude boundary, Reco correlates what happens inside Claude with what happens across every SaaS app that it touches. Let me show you both directions. Reco securing Claude and Claude querying Reco. So Reco connects to Claude across two distinct administrative surfaces, and most security tools only cover one. So if we go and search for the Anthropic, we can see that we have two distinct integrations. The first in the Anthropic platform, the developer consoles where engineering teams manage API keys, workspaces, workspace membership, and the agent they build and deploy. This is where API key exposure, unauthorized access, and shadow usage typically begin. We can see that we have AI agent use case, files, identities, and posture for this. The second is Claude Enterprise, where employees use Claude day-to-day governed via Anthropic Compliance API. For here we have files, identities, posture, and threat detection alerts. Now let's see how easy it is to connect. Let's start with the Anthropic console. For the Anthropic platform, we use Anthropic Admin API key and API key, scope to read-only access for user management, API keys, and workspace data. Reco stored it and encrypts it. The onboarding guy exists here. We can see all the policies that we apply for this. The connection takes minutes and it's very easy. Same for Claude Enterprise. The compliance API, the onboarding guy is here. We just need a compliance access key. It's very, very easy. We see all the related policies. We have 46 threat detection policies. Next, we want to show how and who is using Claude and the Anthropic platform. So the first question any security team asks is who is actually using Claude in our organization? Reco surfaces Claude usage from 7 independent sensors, endpoints via EDR, like CrowdStrike, Defender, Sentinel-1, network via different SASEs, via Reco Browser Guard. We use SSO logs, Shadow IT, social logins, connected plugins, and more. We can see here the connected accounts and how they were discovered. We can see for each one which email is using, and we can see the user related to it. We can also see all the plugins and where it's connected from, if it's connected from Google, from Slack, from Okta, NA10. Every connection that's done to Claude. Next, after you connect Claude and the two integrations that we showed before, we can dive deeper exactly to the accounts connected. We can show exactly how the account is connected, how it's authorized, whether it has MFA or not, all the permissions that you have, alerts related to it. We can see the entire user and the entire SaaS footprint, including the Claude. You can see that we saw it last. We can add analysis. We can see if they're admin, if they're former, what's the status of this account. We can have a lot of data. We can also see the groups, if there are any groups related. Same goes for Anthropic. For Anthropic, we can see also all the accounts, how they're authorized, if it's federated or not, what are the roles that we have, what are the permissions. Again, the same for the Anthropic console as well. We have many data related to identity, access, governance. Again, all the groups related. This is how we surface the identity and access governance across Claude and the Anthropic platform. What we can show is Reco cross-references every Claude identity with the rest of your SaaS environment. So if a user is flagged as a guest in another connected app, someone who should only have limited access, but all admin rights in Claude Enterprise, you see that here. Same identity graph, both surfaces, one view. Next one is the AI agent security. This is where Reco goes beyond what any other tool does for cloud security. Cloud agents are live in production, orchestrating workflows, accessing sensitive data, making decisions that traditional controls were never designed to catch. Most security tools have zero visibility here. We can see all the list of discovered agents that we have for Claude. For each agent, Reco discovers, you can see the model and its version running, every MCP server it's connected to, and the tool it can invoke. This is the full map of what an agent can reach and do. We can see the tools, all the tools, but it's related to Notion or to Slack. We can see the connections. Now let's go to look at the graph. Here is where context changes everything. The graph shows you not just the agency itself, but who owns it, how they're connected across your apps, and what happens when you compose a signal. An agent that looks unremarkable in isolation can look very different when you see its owner broader access profile. This is what Reco means by toxic combination detection, and it's what no single source tool can surface. Each signal alone looks fine. Together, they tell a different story. So we can see here how the agent is connected to Slack, but the same Slack is also connected to this agent in NA10 that's connected to Salesforce and to Slack, meaning there is a connection between Salesforce and Slack and Linear and AWS and all the applications that we see here, all we can see only through the graph in Reco, and that's how we surface. And this is where the Reco context really comes in handy, and that's our big differentiator. Scan the system instructions, and we can tell whether they're risky or not. And we also provide you with a recommendation of how to fix and how exactly to fix the prompt so it will be more secure and less prone to all type of OWASP. Next, we have the posture checks. All right, so we can see beyond the event, we have 8 out-of-the-box checks, and we're continuously adding more. We'll also add the option to add custom posture checks. The checks cover every risk category: identity and access management, API key hygiene, role governance, workspace configuration, MCP server policies, SSO requirements, and IP restriction. Every check maps to a control framework: NIST, ISO, SOC 2, and ISO for AI governance specifically. Let's check one, for example. For this Anthropic, API key is rotated within 90 days. We can see for each check with the description, with the security domain, the compliance framework, the result, the security score, the severity, what's the status, when was it last scanned. We also show the impact and exactly how to remediate. We can see for each check exactly which entities are affected, meaning they failed the check, or which one are okay and they passed the security policy that Reco enforces. We can see here, for example, we have 7 API keys that were not rotated in the past 90 days. This is our posture check view. We assess the data every 24 hours to make sure the continuous compliance and configuration are up to date and continue to improve the security posture. We can see the posture score. We can do it by application. For example, we have here only 15%. And this, with good usage of Reco and remediating the posture checks, will go high very quickly. Let's go to the next module. So this is alerts. Reco runs continuous threat detection across both Claude surfaces. The Compliance API delivers a real-time feed of Claude Enterprise, logins, session events, MCP changes, permission updates, and Reco detection engine runs on top of it. We can see that we have 29 policies out of the box just for Claude Enterprise, and again, we're continuously adding more and more. We can see that for each policy, we provided description, the impact, and how to fix it. Let's see how an alert looks like in Reco. We can see that for each alert, we have the status, we have the actor who performed it, the IP address, the user agent related to it, the severity, the status, and for each alert, Reco is generating alert story that can really help investigate and get the root cause and the bottom of the issue. Every alert is tagged to the relevant threat framework as well. We can see the alert story starting from the summary, all the risk factor, event details, and how to fix it and what are the next best actions to do regarding this alert. We also provide the questions of how to investigate for further investigation down the line of this specific alert. Last thing that we want to show is the differentiator. As we can see, Reco has over 230 integrations already in place. This means every Claude signal, a user login, an MCP tool invocation, and API key creation is correlated with what's happening in Salesforce, Google Workspace, GitHub, Slack, and every other app that user agents touch. That's cross-source context, and it's what makes toxic combination detection possible. This is why CISO can govern Claude the same way they govern Okta, Microsoft 365, and Salesforce. Same identity graph, same posture checks, same incident response workflows. Other tools stop at the Claude boundary, Reco doesn't. And we can also go and see how it looks. For example, we can see how Claude is connected to Slack, to Google, to Okta, to GitHub, and all the toxic combinations that we showed. So we have it both on the application level, and we showed it before on the agent level. This is the kind of stuff that makes Reco unique and special and the differentiator that we have. Next thing that we want to show is the other direction. Reco exposes its own MCP server. That means Claude connects to Reco as a data source and can query the entire normalized identity graph, posture finding, and threat alert in natural language. This isn't a dashboard that you read, it's a security analyst to talk to. Show me all open, high, and critical alerts related to our Claude and Anthropic environment from the last 7 days. Which user or agent is involved in the most alerts? Now, Claude queries Reco directly. Now we can see how Claude is building a live dashboard from the live data that we have within Reco. We can create reports, investigate, and do anything that we want in natural language from Claude using Reco live data about this actor. So we see that the top actor is Vadim. Let's see what we can tell them. And centralized SaaS stack and basically the entire Reco context to understand more about the actor and the user, to continue the investigation and improve our security. And then in seconds, Claude synthesizes a complete picture of this user across every connected system. Their Salesforce access, their GitHub, their Claude, whatever, their Okta, all of this combined into one. We can also create reports and not only investigations out of Reco and Claude together. Let's try a different prompt. I want Claude to generate a security posture summary report for our Claude Enterprise and Anthropic platform deployments. Include total users, any off-boarded users still with access, open posture checks by severity, top 3 riskiest findings, MCP server that were added or modified in this month, and any alerts from the last 30 days. And we want to do this in an executive summary that we can share with the CISO. We can see the generated report. We can see how we can leverage Claude and Reco to work together and create reports that used to take days to create, now can be done within minutes. With the executive overview, ready to send, ready to review, easy to help us improve our security across the organizations. To summarize what we've seen today, Reco connects to Claude across both administrative surfaces, the Anthropic Platform Console and Claude Enterprise in under 2 minutes. From there, it continuously monitors identity and access across both environments, maps and risk scores every AI agent and MCP server, 30 plus posture checks and alerts against AI governance frameworks and detect threats in real time. And because Reco is already connected to more than 230 applications, it catches the risks that only become visible in context. The toxic combination the single source tools will always miss. Then it puts all of this data directly in Claude so the team can investigate, report, and respond in natural language. Reco secures Claude runs Reco, one platform, complete coverage.